Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all give me a second. Just trying to get a few things up and running. Good Sunday morning, everybody. Hold on a second. Chai, get over there on the couch. Get on the couch, Chai. On the couch, little girl. On the couch, Chai. Good girl. Good girl. Sit there, Dad. I'll be right back. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all know who this is. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Yeah, today is Sunday, January 24th, 2021. And we are going to be real brief. Thank y'all for joining us yesterday. Hope y'all got a lot out of those videos, the 2 videos that I did yesterday. We're going to put our cash tag up, y'all. We really got a fundraiser going. Actually, the fundraiser was is for us to get our equipment going right. But at the same, hey, good morning, Miss Kimberly. But at the same time, I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. We're gonna be trying to raise a few funds because gotta get my car out of jail. I got out of jail. I got blessed to get out of jail, but my car's still in jail. So as we go down, man, y'all leave y'all questions, comments, anything. We put the cash tag up there. Please support us. You know, we thank you all for the physical support, all the spiritual love that you all show, but we can definitely use some financial blessings. Also, we want to go right off into something today. We're gonna start this show off by talking about the vaccine. All right, Californian dies hours after getting shot, prompting probe. We're going to read this story off. And as y'all join us, man, please hit that like button, share the video. This story here is coming out of the New York Post. And again, the title of the story is Californian dies hours after getting COVID-19 vaccinated, prompting probe. Now, we know that Larry King just passed away from COVID. We think Hank Aaron, the great baseball player, passed away. He had recently got the COVID shot, the vaccination shot. Now, again, you got to realize you get this shot in 2 doses. You got to have 2 doses of the shot in order for it to be effective. But we asking the question, is 1 dose safe of this vaccination that they rushed into production and gave FDA approval after only 9 months, basically a clinical study? So we're going to read this article here again. This is coming from the New York Post. Californian dies after getting COVID-19 vaccination, prompting a probe. A California resident who was vaccinated against COVID-19 died just hours later, and authorities are trying to find out why. The Placer County Sheriff's Office announced the death and the investigation Saturday in a Facebook post, but gave few details. The county, which is in the greater Sacramento area, was recently notified of the person's death, the police said. The person had tested positive for coronavirus in December and had been vaccinated just hours before the January 21st death. There was no indication which vaccine the person had been given. There are multiple local, state, and federal agencies actively investigating this case. Any reports surrounding the cause of death are premature, pending the outcome of the investigation. I thought so with the family of the deceased, the sheriff's office wrote. And that's the end of that article. But we're going to backdoor this article with another article. Yeah, excuse me. It's kind of chilly in here. A 17-year-old in ICU after receiving second dose. And again, this article here is coming from the Jerusalem Post. Okay. A 17-year-old in ICU after receiving second coronavirus vaccine dose. A 17-year-old hospital in Safari Children's Hospital, ICU, 2 days after receiving the second dose of the coronavirus vaccine, according to the hospital. The youth arrived at the hospital after feeling intense pains in his chest. He did not have any pre-existing conditions. And that's going to be the end of that article. Very short articles. Y'all notice that those when they're trying to get you to take the vaccination, they have long, lengthy, descriptive articles telling you how this vaccination is going to change your life. You're going to start farting out fairy dust. You're going to be walking on a rainbow of Skittles, and everything's just going to be honky-dory. They tell you all this to get you to take the vaccine. But now that we're finding out more and more people are having adverse reaction, and in some cases up to and including death, that's the ultimate adverse reaction for your ass, ain't it, partner? Death. And this is coming from something that's supposed to help you. All right, we Yes, y'all come in, man. Please hit the like button. Join in the conversation. It makes this show more, I guess you could say, more exciting when we get you all input, you know. So yeah, join in, man. Leave comments. Hit the like button, please. Also share this video while it's going live. Matter of fact, let me try to share it right now over here to Facebook. The one place where the world is totally full of shit. Facebook. Facebook is something else, ain't it, y'all? But we trying to see if we can share this video live. I don't see how we can do that. Y'all give me a second. Y'all bear with us. Y'all know we the broke version of the news. And we're going to have Sunday morning service in just a little bit, y'all. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about God. And where did God come from? Matter of fact, let's go and get off into that conversation right now. Where did God come from, y'all? The whole concept of God. Now, this Sunday morning, a lot of y'all went to church, you know, getting ready to watch a football game. I know I did this at a very bad time. You know, I can't seem to share this video. Well, anyway, we just gonna keep rolling then. We're just gonna keep rolling. But where did the concept of God come from? I mean, we have multiple religions and ideologies, you know, throughout the history. The oldest religion to date is Hinduism. And that comes from a source of spiritualism. It's where multiple gods are worshipped. And I'm of the concept that there is a divine creators of this thing we call Earth and planet Earth and life. I'm of the opinion that something came from the heavens. Because even your Bible tells us, say, let us go down there and create man in our image. This is why when you look at even the most ancient, I'm talking about the oldest drawings that mankind had put up in caves or whatever, you always see mankind looking up to beings, multiple beings now, in the heavens. And in a lot of these cases, they were in ships. Go back and just really pay attention to these drawings. The most primitive drawing probably maybe 300,000 years ago. But believe it or not, life on Earth has been in existence way more than this 7,000 years they're telling you in your three organized religions, being Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Life is way bigger than that. Man, like I got a book on my nose. I ain't got no book on my nose. If I had a book on my nose, would y'all tell me? But anyway, life is bigger than that, man. Life on the planet Earth goes back millions of years, man. Unlike when they try to tell you the story of Adam and Eve, where this one being who created himself out of nothing, then proceeds to create everything on Earth just by speaking, created a man out of the dust. Well, if he made him out of the dust, where did he get the blood and stuff from? And why is your blood your body fluid so many percentile salty? It's because our life did start out the ocean. I mean, and this deep, especially coming from a black man who was born and raised a Methodist, who studied the ministry, was actually ordained, had a little Christian rap group back in my 20s and all that. I was deep off into it, but as time progressed, and I think, even Paul say, when I was a child, I acted as a child. He did childish things. But when he became a man, he put away those childish things. And a lot of the things that we have to put away is a lot of old thinking that we have as humans. Now, our grandmothers, especially in the black community, our grandmothers was the pillar of our religion. If you're my age and older, you know that the church back then really had I guess you could say soul, feeling, emotions, because these people were coming through injustices. They had overcome slavery, Jim Crow. They was fighting Jim Crow, and the church really meant something because it was the spiritual backbone, the place where everybody met to give each other hope and to try to fight this system of supremacy, white supremacy. Now you got to realize what was happening during white supremacy. They were indoctrinating the black people with a God who told you to be okay with being a slave. Slaves, obey your master. Ain't that what the Bible tells us? Slaves, obey your master. What's going on, brother Hadnot? Good morning. How y'all doing? How you doing, man? We just having a little church, my version of church. And I'm more than welcome to you all leaving your comment, but please, as y'all come in, please hit that like button. That's what we really need to get the views up. Hit the like button so that we can go up in the algorithm, because I'm pretty sure y'all know how YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all these social media platforms, they use algorithms, meaning computer metrics and stuff like that, data, and they use that information to suppress our show. But by you hitting that like button, it helps disrupt their algorithms, basically. And, more and more people start to see as the show goes on. But we were talking about religion, brother Hadnot. Let me see what we got for us. Let me see. All right. Y'all, please leave your comments on here as well. All right, but anyway, again, where was I? Okay, so what happened? This is what I believe happened. Beings that are far, far, very far, even more far than far. Good afternoon, Brother Lawrence. I'm glad you could join us, man. Just sitting here having a little theological discussion this morning. We ain't gonna call it church, and we ain't gonna say we're talking about religion, but we're talking about theology, the whole concept of God. And I'm gonna go eventually point to how the concept of God has been used against black people under white supremacy, using Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, plus other religions. But something came out the sky, very, very, very far more intelligent than we are. They said, let us go down to earth and create man in our image. Now, you got to realize, again, life had been in process on earth through a process of evolution, that one organism coming out the water, eventually being able to breathe upon land and then move around land, it adapts. Just like the coronavirus, COVID-19. Isn't it adapting? Isn't that virus changing to survive in its surroundings? So as this being, this one-cell organism eventually comes and it starts to move upon land, it adapts ways to move around more efficiently on land. Eventually, you come up with a creature who's almost an ape, but he's almost a man. At that moment, that's when they say, come, let us go down and create man in our image. These beings from other solar systems, wherever they're from, this is where you get your concept of God from. No matter what religion you believe in, your God does not reside here. This is not his home. He is an alien. So no matter how you look at it, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, Hindu, or whatever, the gods are alien to us. They created us using DNA and genetic manipulation. That sounds crazy, but we're doing it every day as men. As mankind right now, we're manipulating DNA. We're creating races, wiping races out, creating new hybrids of animals through genetic manipulation. The DNA. They mixed their DNA with that first animal that was barely standing up straight, and they created men. This is where your concept of God comes from. Plain and simple. Something alien. No matter whether you're Christian, if you're Christian, Jesus is not from here. God, your God, is not from here. He sends his ambassadors here to the earth. You see what I'm saying? So anything that comes from outer space is alien. Just like when these Mexican or these Hispanic people come from Central and South America, when these people come here, we call them what? Aliens, because they're not from this land. So your concept of God is totally alien because he's not even from this planet. But they came down and manipulated their DNA with the DNA of the animals that was here. This is why you get all these different breeds of animals and all so many different breeds. This is how we learn how to breed our dogs. Take out the DNA through the gene pool that we don't want and put in DNA trait. We do this every day. We do this raising dogs. Literally, those dogs in there, I'm learning how to manipulate their gene pool and produce my own breed of Staffordshire Terriers, or we gonna call them Shreveport Terriers. You know what I'm saying? Pit bulls. But they just learning how to breed them. And this is where you get your concept of God from. Now, as you come down through history, you have Judaism comes in and is one of the first monotheistic religions where there's only one God. Now, when you come into that frame of thinking, you have to be careful and ask who is giving you that concept of that one God. You see what I'm saying? If you pay attention to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, their whole version of God is where you get racism from. Because when you look at the God of these scriptures, he said that I created everything and everybody, but for some reason, everybody ain't shit except this one group of people. And this one group of people has the right to go around the world and destroy everybody who I feel is inferior to them. This is the concept of God that comes from the big three religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. That monotheistic God is given to you as a form of oppression. Because here I am, God's representative. God talks to me, and he talks to me to tell you all what to say and what makes him happy. And if God says, if your master hits you in one cheek, turn and let him hit you in the other. First and foremost, that is contrary to human nature. Humans are not meant to be slaves, although those original beings created us as slaves to mine the gold and diamonds down there in Africa, where all civilization started. That's what really happened. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and start really studying astrology and astronomy. Started studying these things, because in your main three religion, you are told that it's wrong to do that. That's of the devil. No, it's not. The creation of all mankind and all life is written in the stars. Why you think you have your zodiac signs? Men used to study. How do you think they found Jesus when he was in the manger? The Bible tells you, they were astrologers. History of creation is written in the stars, y'all. All this is real knowledge, man. This ain't some crazy dude that's sitting up on Sunday morning telling you all. But it was until I had unlocked my mind to that oppressive religious structure known as organized religion. I was caught up in a God who basically tells me that I am worth nothing to him compared to the Israelites. Now, the Israelites are the ones who, when you look at the Bible, he gave them right to just go through whatever the world and just take what they want because they were his chosen people. Don't that sound racist? So that's where your racism comes in. So now they use religion to keep us fighting amongst each other. Think about it. How can we as black people come together and fight the system of white supremacy that gave us these religions when we can't figure out which one of these religions is the right religion, and this got us fighting amongst our religion? We too busy trying to, we can't even come up on the right God to serve. How are we going to fight the system that gave us this God? They gave us this version of God to keep you docile, submissive. All that changed, we ain't gonna get off into the Council of Nicaea, but how Christianity was written into play. You know, basically the God of mankind, of organized religion says that I got a set of rules. Even though I made coochie feel real good, you can't have coochie unless you just get one woman and you just gotta have that coochie for the rest of your life. That's cruel to a person like, you know, who likes coochie. You know what I'm saying? A person who likes to drink alcohol or whatever it is you like to do. He created these things, tempted you with them, and said, if you don't overcome that temptation, then you're going to hell. And then now you got it in Christianity, where if you don't believe that Jesus was God walking upon the earth, what that, Miss Kimberly? If you don't believe that, then guess what? You're going to hell. In Islam, if you don't believe in the Sharia law or the way the Shiites believe it, or you know what I'm saying, all these different factions, you're going to hell. You know, in Judaism, if you believe that Christ was the Son of God, you're going to hell. And there's no such thing as heaven and hell. All those are nothing more than scare tactics or rewards for you being obedient to what they're telling you that God told them to tell you. You say having one woman is cruel. Well, I kind of said it as a joke, but it's true. But why you think David and them? Think about this. When you look at the scriptures, David and them found a way to get around a lot of stuff. You want to know one of the main reasons why David and them had so many wives in the Old Testament? It's because they were horny. They were whoremongers. They loved having sex. And when their wives, one wife could not perform her wifely duties because of her monthly cycle, he had another one. So basically, he guaranteed himself some coochie every day of the month if he wanted it, 24 hours a day. And that's really what's going on. That's really what was happening. That's why look how many wives Solomon had. Solomon had so many wives, and then at the same time, he created, basically said, the Bible said there's pleasure in sin, but for a season. Well, why would you make it feel so good? Put all this temptation in my face as a good parent. Would you know if your son got a violent tendency? You know, you see his little attitude, the way he's snapping at how he like listening to this rap music. Would you go and buy your son one of these video games and get him nothing but violent video games and then get him a gun? When you know he likes that type of stuff and it triggers something in your son to act different because he likes that feeling, why tempt your son with that? Think about this God of the Christian Bible, or the Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. This God is so vengeful that instead of killing Satan, taking Satan and sin out the world, he psychotically killed his own son. He asked Abraham to murder his son. During the wars, when they first came out of Egypt, they were slaughtering millions of people. Just going from place to place. The Israelite went from place to place, slaughtering people because God said he hates these people. Think about this. I'm not lying. This is just, am I lying though? Any Christian or whoever, prove me wrong, but am I lying? He constantly sent them on wars. That whole 40 years they was wandering, they weren't just wandering, they were destroying shit everywhere they went, wiping out whole villages. Remember he told Saul, the first king, he said, go down there and kill everything that got breath in his body. Don't leave a child don't even leave a child of a goat alive. Everything that has breath must be killed. And Saul spared some of the people. And God got mad at him. Because he said, I told you to kill everything. Don't this sound like a racist psychotic? I mean, not trying to offend nobody when I say this version of God is a racist psychotic, but come on now. Throughout the whole Old Testament, this version of God that's given to us now, we're indoctrinated with it that you better not say nothing about Jesus. Because they use pastor, the black pastor, put him in a nice suit with some shiny shoes and give him a nice car. We'll follow him just because he got materialistic blessing. You're not blessed unless you're materialistically settled. Basically, you got the homes, the cars. People spend all their life trying to figure out why. I mean, pastor got a nice car. He must be doing everything God wanted him to do. And he just so blessed. One day, I'm going to be just blessed as pastor. No, you will not, Negro, because you're his lick. He's being blessed because you are falling victim to a Ponzi scheme. Where every Sunday, you got to come in and give pastor another 10% of your hard-ass earned money. Because this God evidently, with all this war, even in modern times, when you look at the wars that we're involved in here, the United States is involved in illegally over in Africa and the Middle East, those are really wars of religion, y'all. Think about it, who they're using over there to do all the death and destruction? Islamist extremists. But you have Christian terrorists from the West that's promoting these wars, that's creating these wars, that's conducting these wars, all in the name of ridding out Islamic extremism. So you got a war between Christianity and Islam right now, and Judaism sitting right in the middle, Israel sitting right over in the middle, facilitating all this war. The Muslims really don't want war with the United States like talking about because they know it's no win. But it's the United States that's pushing the war in the name of Christianity. And they get you feeling all patriotic to send your sons and daughters to die in these wars behind religious beliefs, y'all. Religion has been used to destroy and murder and plunder more lives, land, and resources than anything. Religion has killed more people probably than all the plagues of the last 300 years combined. Religion. So don't you think there is a spiritual connection? Yeah, I had a question about temptation. Well, what's the question about temptation? Kimberly, temptation is good sometimes. Like when Eddie Murphy said, Vampire in Brooklyn, he said, evil is good. Ass is good. And if you get a piece of evil ass, woo! It's kind of like that with temptation. Why tempt me with something you know I'm going to fail at, and then I'm going to hell because I failed because you made the temptation so good to me. And loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right. I mean, that's how you feel sometimes. Emotions make you laugh sometimes. For real. Temptation is a motherfucker, man. Think about it. Hey, look at the temptation. Come on. Let me show y'all some real game. You think Jesus was the equivalent to a modern day rock star. Imagine all your biggest all your biggest televangelists and preachers, from your Kenny Copelands to your, what's the boy name down there in Texas, Joel Osteen. Just imagine Creflo, Dollar Bill, and TDJ, all of them roll up into one. This is what Jesus was like. And guess what? Jesus never owned a fucking donkey. Don't y'all think women were trying to give Jesus some coochie? Come on, let's just keep it real. This Sunday morning, we adults, and this is our version of church. But don't y'all think Jesus could have had, I mean, come on. It was women around him constantly. Yeah, I know, I get his old fine ass. I'm gonna make him do a miracle on his coochie, and it's gonna pop, and he gonna be mine. He gonna really be the sun then, because the sun gonna shine. I mean, this is what was going on around Jesus. He was constantly drinking, hanging out. Think about it. Then they call him an alcoholic. They say, man, this nigga here, he stays with the sinners. Every time we see him, he eating with the sinners. This is reality, man. We cannot act like the Bible didn't happen in a real world bubble. The same thing going on right now was going on, and Jesus was just like a rock star. Think about it. Everywhere the man went, he had thousands of people already waiting on him. Just imagine 2,000 years ago, a character named Jesus, who was not the Son of God, but was a prophet of God, because one of the gods came down and got his mama pregnant. Come on, if you think somehow a sperm cell made it all the way from what God had down just to this one woman's specific vagina, and goes inside her vagina, or is magically put inside of her vagina to fertilize her egg, you gotta be crazy. No, one of the gods came down and made it with her. Say I'm crazy? Does not for 6th chapter of Genesis say, and the sons of God looked down upon the daughters of men and went down and made it with them. Don't the Bible even tell you something came down and was fucking these women, bro? That's what happened. Something came down, one of the gods. Zeus was known for this shit. Zeus, if you believe in the Greek gods and the Roman gods, you know, Zeus, Apollos, and all these, they were known for coming down to the earth, having sex with these women. So I do believe in multiple gods, and this is what Jesus came from. One of these beings came down, and Jesus was knowledgeable, but he was a human. Does not the Bible say we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with us, because he was tempted in every way that we are, yet he was without sin. Even Jesus faced them temptations, y'all. You know, but why you make it so hard on me, Lord? When they go, little Lord, is it wrong for me to be asking God, Lord, please let me get this ass. Please, Lord, man, that girl fine. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I find myself asking my version of God, please, Lord, can I have sex with her? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Not trying to be disrespectful, but no, I'm just keeping it real. Lord, that girl, that's fine. Please, let me just, Lord, please, can I? You say you're my father, and everything you created was good. Lord, that's a good looking piece of ass right there. Can I have it, Father? And normally he says yes, or it's up to her, you know, whatever, but I'm gonna just be real. Temptation is a motherfucker. Why did you kill your son instead of killing the one that's tempting us to do this evil shit in the first? Why would you even create a being if you're such a loving God that can create so much death, destruction, chaos? Let's get serious, back to serious for a minute. But my version of God is different, as you all can see, because I believe in those gods that came, those beings that came to the earth and created all those. I understand that whole principle now. Even when you read your Christian Bible, we just gonna keep it on Christianity. Read your Christian Bible. Do you realize it is filled with account after account after account after account where beings came from out of space? Let's go back to one of the first accounts. What the boy named Enoch, the one who did not see death. Enoch was so powerful, his name is still mentioned in the Bible. Jesus quoted from him, but his book has been left out the Bible on purpose. You know why? Enoch explained to you what happened in the book of Enoch. Does not your Bible say Enoch was the one who never tasted death? Never tasted death. Remember when Elijah got ready to go up and he was putting his anointing on Elijah? When Elijah went up, what happened? Chariots of fire came down and picked this man up. And those same chariots went back into the sky. The Bible is full of accounts after accounts after account where something came from the sky. And this is where our concept of God should come from. But again, organized religion has taken that consideration off the table. You're not even allowed to think that there's only anything but one God who created himself out of nothing. That tells us he has no beginning, he has no ending. Well, wait a minute, as a human, we can't understand that shit. Because as a human being, everything has a starting point. So if there was nothing in the beginning, how could God create himself? Because there was nothing for him to create himself. And there was no one to take the nothing to create something. It's a mind fuck, bro. You first gotta believe, get past that shit, then start reading and understanding shit, little simple shit like there's no way literally the flood could have happened the way it happened. Then you start looking at other things and you start realizing that, oh, these people had took texts that predated Christianity, Judaism, and Islam by tens of thousands of years, man. And they put these stories in a faction where these stories probably were true. Most likely a lot of them were true. But they predated your writings known as the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran. You see, they get these writings from stories from ancient Sumeria. Let's not talk about Atlantis. People don't even believe that Atlantis and Lemuria existed. But yes, these places actually existed, bruh. But what happened? Those beings that we talk about that can't keep coming back and forth to the earth. They're here up on the earth now. Even your Pentagon is acknowledging we're dealing with something that's determined to make itself known here on earth while hiding here on earth at the same time. Yeah, they're showing you from the Pentagon. Yeah, there's things out there we can't not explain, but we're going to try to discredit anybody who talks about them, talks about these phenomena, because now they don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena, meaning we don't know what the fuck they are. But guess what? If you live near a major military Air Force base, somewhere where they got access to a nuclear armament, you see this shit all the time. And again, what happens? Throughout history, again, these beings been to the earth 3-4 times. We done had nuclear wars before on earth. Thousands of years ago, believe it or not. Y'all, let me show you a classic example. Look at the Hindus, which is the oldest religion on earth. Look at their gods. Their gods were mutants. 5-6 arms, 2-3 heads. Yeah, you had a nuclear war 300,000-400,000 years ago up on this earth by those beings who were coming from other galaxies to create this shit, which we eventually come to call gods. These gods had nuclear. Why do you think in India right now they still have strong traces of radiation? And there's not a nuclear bomb been dropped in India. Why is India one of the most nuclear positive places on the planet, and they're still having these mutations in children's birth? Because that's where it all started. The center of I guess you could say, of culture, modernized, a civilized religion started with the Hindus. When they was explaining to you the gods. In your Hindu religion, they tell you how the gods used to fly around in spaceships. Now, this shit sounds crazy, but you got to start studying some shit outside the box. Get outside that box and think. They was telling you that these spaceships were gods. And each god, going back, even Enoch mentioned in his book, there were 12 major beings that came to the earth. And each one of these beings brought specific knowledge. And once they manufactured, I guess you say, human after their image, using their DNA with the DNA of the beings that was already here on earth, Lord, primitive motherfuckers, barely could walk upright. And now you got a man walking that you created. That's where God comes from. And the Hindus tell you, I mean, these things were flying back and forth in the earth. Just like we fly back and forth in the earth today through planes, they were doing this 300,000, at least 300,000 years ago, when the gods really was down here where men were. This is why all your religions come from the Hindu religion. The Hindu religion is the closest thing to having it right. But again, when you look at their gods are mutants, like Kali, Kashmali, all these gods of the Indians, they got extra body parts. They're mutants. They're strange from when that first nuclear war happened. Lemuria, Atlantis, these places were destroyed by the knowledge of nuclear activity. They had got so enlightened by these beings that they were fucking doing time travel, just like these beings do. As Christ was to come to the earth right now, believe it or not, he would have to master fucking time travel. Literally, to get from wherever he is, to travel hundreds of millions of billions of light years to the earth, he would have to master time travel. So all these things that science has put out there, religion will have you rejecting it because they don't want you to ask questions. Now, we've been going for 41 minutes, and I see we have a couple of people still watching. I would really like those who are sitting back in the background to chime in. You know, I mean, I don't want to just be an old dude sitting here trying to teach people where the real concept of God come from and how it is now the concept of God has been weaponized against a whole population of mankind and the whole generation, this whole generation of mankind. You know, it's been weaponized against us, especially black people, because here we are, black people here in America. We're the only people that's worshiping a God or gods that we don't really know about. I would say a lot of us, our ancestors that did come here through Africa, because you got to realize there was a lot more black people already. Black people were already here. Black people was mating with the Indians before the white folks. Black people the one who showed white people how to get here. But they wasn't worshiping Jesus. They wasn't worshiping Allah in a lot of those cases. Now, I do believe a lot of our people came over here were from, I'm going to be real, from those parts of Africa where you had Muslim and Hebrew. There's a lot of black. Hello, sir, and right. Yes, sir, how's it going? Good morning, Brother Anthony. Thanks for joining us. Hey, y'all, please, we got 12 people here, man, that been watching consistently for the last 40 minutes. Y'all, please hit that like button, man. Let's get more people in. The more people get in, the more interesting the show get because we get you all comments. Please hit the like button, hit the comment. I mean, your opinion is just as important as what I'm saying. Maybe you can say something that make me change and think, okay, yeah, maybe she's right. Let me check on this. But by us not having the dialogue, because think about it, everybody really watching the game right now. I need to be going over my brother's house getting my laundry, which I think I gotta go and do that, man. But I'm here, you know, just trying to share a little knowledge, man. You know, trying to get people to understand. Fuck thinking outside the box. Long as you're inside that box, trying to think, you're surrounded by four walls. You can't see. Get out the box. Break the bitch down. Tear the box up. Get out the box and start thinking. When you're in a religious construct, you're inside a box. When you're in a political construct, you're inside a box. Even if you're in a game a crime organization. You're inside a box because you're not allowed to think outside of what you've been told, what you've been raised with, what you've been indoctrinated with. You're not allowed to think outside that box. Anything outside that box will be considered as a heresy. Do you think the Egyptians traveled to the United States? I think the ancient Egyptians traveled to other planets, to other solar systems, to other dimensions. When you look at the pyramids, these pyramids were portals. I'm gonna get rid of that. This is gonna sound crazy. Hey, brother Yahshua, how you doing? Good morning. These pyramids were portals, man, believe it or not. Where these, all right, when you go back and look at the geometry of the pyramids, where they're centered, their exact location on the planet, their direct alignments with all the sun, the stars, the moon, and everything. This shit had to be done. It had to be surveyed from outer space. Why do you think the Egyptian culture is heavily in their hieroglyphics and their writing in showing us what was going on? When you see pictures of them building the pyramids, you see eye, the eye of Horus or whatever. But you see the eye, which is really the spaceship, which is really these beings coming from outer space, giving them this knowledge, man. And how did they travel? Through those portals, man. So, of course, the Egyptians. People before the Egyptians, probably the Sumerians. Maybe those people from Lemuria, because that's a continent nobody talks about no more. You hear more about Atlantis than you do Lemuria. They had advanced technology given to them by fallen angels. I would say 90% true, brother Yahshua, but what if they weren't fallen angels? What if they were gods to these people? Because think about it. Even if they were angels, the men looked upon them as God enough so that they left us writings to show us these people coming, teaching them shit from heaven, from the heavens. There was no way they could have mastered what they've done. Go to the Mayans. The Mayans are another group who was so astrological. Really, a lot of your time can be, if you can understand the Mayan calendar, a lot of your time, man, can be brought down to a matter of fractions of a second to being precise. If I heard this from Richard from Boston. He covered this extensively in his past. Good stuff. Well, it's real stuff, because here we are today, and this is where it gets crazy. But the truth is, here we are today. You're being shown. It's to the point now. Your United States government, the Pentagon, the Departments of Defense, they are literally having to declassify video and footage of aerial phenomenon that they can't explain, that they cannot even begin to combat against or prepare themselves. Basically, what you're seeing is alien technology right here in our face. Everybody got cameras, man. It's hard for them to deny. And then when your Pentagon had to release these two photos, because there's one pilot, highly decorated. He wasn't somebody they could just push up on the rug. When this man saw what he saw, he was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Because these things have capabilities that we cannot even begin to duplicate. And you seeing these videos right there in front of your eyes, letting us know something is coming from the sky still. But what got their attention and why the activity picked up. Notice this. Now, if you want to go to a prophecy, I'm going to show you a deep prophecy. In the Bible, when Jesus say, when they asked Jesus, what would be the signs of his coming? Jesus went down and said, you're going to hear wars of wars, the rumors of wars. You're going to hear earthquakes in diverse places. He said, brother going to turn into it. He said, fear not. These are just the beginning of trouble. This is the 24th chapter of Matthew now. But when Jesus say, take notice of the fig tree, when the fig tree put forth its leaves, you know that spring is near. Also, likewise, when you see all these things come to pass with the fig tree putting forth his leaves, you know that the end is near. In 1948, Israel became a nation. Again, the fig tree. Israel is represented by the fig tree in the New Testament or in the Old Testament. She's compared to the fig tree. Israel became a nation in 48. In 43, I think 44, we dropped that bomb on Hiroshima, and then we dropped another one on Nagasaki. That was the last time, because again, there was a nuclear war on this earth before. That's gonna sound crazy to y'all. Y'all do the research. But again, mankind had harnessed the power of the nuclear bomb and used it. Since 1948, knowledge and technology has tripled, and it doubles every year. Think about this. If you took the technology gap from the time the Egyptians up until 1948, if you look at each point we had a technological advance in amount of just say equivalent to an inch, it would probably equal to about, just say, 3 feet. But since Israel became a nation, knowledge has increased, just like Daniel said in the 12th chapter of Daniel, man. It's like I got a book or something, man. The 12th chapter of Daniel, when he said, close up the books till the end time. Men shall travel to and fro in the earth, and knowledge shall increase. So you see what's happening is the technology that was needed to fulfill these scriptures. When you go look at the Christian and the Judaism point, these prophecies spoke a lot of truth. I believe in a lot of them because we're living in that mark of the beast time. Like when we was talking yesterday about the mark of the beast, you're living that through your credit card, them being able to track you. We're living the scripture. I don't know how I got off on that, but yeah. Oh, now since the United States dropped that bomb, we've had report after report where it's increasing ever more in frequency, where we are having unexplained aerial phenomenon. That's what they call it now. Visiting a lot of these Air Force bases, places where we have our nuclear weapons. Don't you think when they dropped that bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that shit shook the whole universe? Everything that's life in the universe knew, damn, these motherfuckers on Earth dropped, they actually built the bomb and used it again. Think about it and show you how psychotic your Christian American government is. Your government is so psychotic that even though they had the war won, they dropped those motherfucking bombs on those people just to prove a point. We got it and we will use it. And from that moment on, your government controlled world politics. They was the only fucking government psychotic and sadistic. Hitler didn't even do no shit like that. And he had access to the technology way before the Americans did, the Western world did. But your government, the United States government, even though they knew they had this war won, dropped them bombs just to prove a point, killed all them folks. And at the same time, it triggered something where these beings that start coming back down, looking upon their creation, that they are gods. And we are part of that creation. I mean, everything I tell y'all is scriptural, man. I ain't say nothing in here today. Mankind keeps repeating history and we keep destroying ourselves because of this. Exactly, Brother Yashua, the same technology, because I'm telling people, this was not the first time a nuclear weapon was actually used upon the planet Earth. Go back thousands and thousands of years ago. Think close back to 300,000 years ago. Hey, good afternoon, love you. Glad you can join us. We almost about to wrap this show up. We've been going for an hour, just talking hard in the paint, having Sunday morning services. We're actually talking about God. And Brother Yashua just made a good point. I'd argue most technology is demonic and came from evil means. I wouldn't say that, Brother Yashua. Technology is a good thing. It's the men who control the technology. That's where you get into evil and demonic. No, all this technology comes in is good. Man, believe it or not, they actually have technology, bro, right now where they can literally end hunger. They can literally end poverty. They got a lot of technology out that evil men that own oil companies and shit like that. Man, they got like even Nikola Tesla. He was on the forefront of this shit, but with the technology they got, man, they can end energy consumption. Everybody should nobody have to pay for the electric bill because they have real easy and cheap technology, man, that's so far advanced that they will not let it go, because if you took away the petroleum companies to make money, then the rich oil bankers are not going to get paid and they're not going to be happy. So it's not the technology is wrong, it's the evil men who use the technology for evil manners. Hey man, again, while y'all at it, man, please hit that like button while you're here, man. Also, we are doing our fundraiser still. So far, we have yet to raise very many funds, but we are still going to try to raise them. Please help us out. Hit the cash tag. And most importantly, man, right about now, leave a comment. Let's make this conversation go on a little bit deeper. Other than that, man, I'm going to get ready to go. Because I got to go do some laundry. I don't have any cigarettes. I don't have... I think I got one more. Y'all give me a second. I have my coffee this morning. Ran out of coffee yesterday. But everything's all good. We here Sunday morning asking y'all, what's y'all opinion on God? Is God real? What if God is an alien that look just like us? I mean, when we finally see him. And think about it. When we gonna see him? Actually, you know, because they say we gotta go to heaven to see him, but don't you got to be dead to get to heaven? So, Robert, you are good. I heard you went to jail. Yes, sir. That's my doing. That's one of those things, again, where I have to take responsibility for my actions. Although, all I was simply doing was going out, man, to try to get some medication for my dog and get me a little bite to eat because I was hungry. You know, got stopped and realized I had some warrants from what, four years ago. I forgot all about. I thought I had taken care of. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I'm here today. Praise be to whatever God I serve. He got me out of that jail cell. Although there was 3 hard days of laying on that hard steel bench, bro. They're not pursuing you anymore. No, because shit, I had to. But well, some people came up and bonded me out to the tune of $900. I still have to go to court on the 8th of it, but if I can get the proper paperwork, which shouldn't cost no more than about $350, I can get get a lot of that dropped in court, because I paid a lot of that money and I missed the court date, and I see where the warrants come from now. I missed the court date, and basically when I missed that court date, they went back and recalled all those payments in the court time and the basic issue of warrants. Long story short, I went to jail. That shit was not cool. We can witness to the people in the jail. Fuck that. I did that too. Fuck witnessing the people in jail. Why is it that nigga don't find religion till they go to fucking jail? No, sir. I'm not trying to preach no gospel in no jail. How the fuck can I preach the good news when ain't shit good in jail? Jail's a very bad place. And I'm gonna be real. Some of us that go to jail need to be in jail. And if you find Jesus there, let the world know that's his address, so they won't have to keep going to these churches. All they gotta do is go to jail. They find Jesus there. For real. I know what you're saying, man. I'm not trying to preach in jail. When I got shot in the face, put it like this, funny story. Hold on. God is arrested all the time. God people ain't arrested though for fucking old traffic warrants and shit. You know, back in the Bible, they was arrested because they say, fuck that, I'm not finna bow around to this king. I'm serving the true God. They didn't get caught with prostitutes and shit like that and get arrested. God's people, they got arrested for real holy reasons. I didn't do nothing wrong as far as I was out committing no crimes or nothing. I actually, one something in the morning, I'm laying here, child over there, she's not feeling good. I'm kind of hungry. I had like $4 left. Man, I'm gonna go get something to eat and get a ginger ale and pour it in her water, try to ease her stomach. Well, make a long story short, 3 days later, I'm like thanking whatever God that I serve. Hey, what's up, Akeem the Great? We just having a little fun, man. Y'all missed most of the conversation. We were talking about God and people, God. And my brother Yashua, he's one of my people from the Cooper Road. And he just made a funny comment and say we can witness the people in jails also. But let me give y'all true story. Now, this was back when I first came back to Shreveport, just say 2000, just about 2004. I get robbed, I get shot, point blank range in the face. All this shit here just tore off, bro. In a robbery. They came in and robbed us one night. I was in the trap, high, faded. And all that night, I'm gonna be real. Let me get serious. All that night, bro, something that God kept telling me to get up, get out of here, man. It's slow, ain't no use in being here. Now, going back to temptation, Miss Kimberly, it was that girl, just me and that girl, we sit in the room in the house. She over there, she trying to do something, she looking lovely. And I'm telling that voice that's telling me to get up and call my girlfriend to pick me up. I'm listening to this voice telling me to get up. And instead of getting up and out of there, I'm trying to have sex. I'm tempted. I want to have sex with this girl, and I'm finna do whatever it takes to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That she wants. Anything that she consents to, I'm going to make it happen. All the while, this voice telling me to get up and get out of there. Now, we speed the story up. She's acting like she's stunned. I'm like, fuck it. I'm calling my girlfriend now at the house, tell her come pick me up. Now the girl starts undressing. So temptation again plays a part in me listening to the voice of God. Because literally, I heard the angel. The angel was right there. When I tell y'all this, the being, whatever being it was that protected me that night, I could see him spiritually. I'm high as fuck though. I'm drunk as fuck, right? And boom. Next thing you know, my boy knock on the door. He come in and say, hey, Bo, this cat want a 20. I'm laying on the bed like this, because we in a little one-room in the house. I'm laying in the bed, she sitting across. As soon as I sit up, I'm talking about this boy hit me point blank range. About this far, from pistol to my face. Point blank range with a 44. Pow! Knocked all this. I'm talking about first thing happened, man, I rolled over. The girl started screaming. The two dudes that came in to rob us was shaking. My partner was shaking. In less than a second, I seen it all slow down. Where I seen when that boy shot me, point blank range, that angel hit his hand just slightly. Whereas when that bullet came in, man, it was supposed to went straight out the back of my head. But what happened by him being so close with a heavy caliber pistol, the bullet, first of all, that's first blessing, didn't have a chance enough to build up velocity. But when that angel hit it, instead of coming straight through my head, my mouth, it hit my teeth and shattered my jaw and everything over here, bruh. And lodged in my jaw. I'm talking about major facial surgery. I'm on the run now, keep in mind though, I'm ducking out because I got warrants. This is when I was selling dope. And boom, 4 months after I get shot, major shot, gunshot wound to the face. Bam, I go to jail. I'm facing a year for probation violation. I'm facing at least a year flat of being up to being violated for 5 years for selling marijuana. I go to jail, and this going back to what you said, Yashua. When I'm in that jail, man, I'm lucky. I'm sitting back now, I got time enough to think. Like 4 months after I had all this surgery, I mean, my mouth still fucked up. I'm in jail now, facing at least nothing else a whole year I gotta do in the Department of Correction here in Louisiana. I'm sitting there, and that same voice that tried to get me to come out that house that night say, now, you weren't supposed to live that night. Remember how they say the devil came to kill, steal, and destroy? That night, the devil came in to kill me, but God, for some reason, had a bigger plan. He wanted to destroy my voice, to steal this message that I'm giving to you all today. To kill, steal, and destroy. But God told me that day, and I was in that jail cell, nigga, I'm in the jail cell now. I'm facing this year on marijuana charges, plus my 5-year probation about to be revoked. I'm sitting up here looking at at least 3 years flat, but I know I'm finna do a year. I'm in there 2 months, face still healing up. And if that voice supposed to say, now, you're gonna either preach this gospel one way or the other. You can do it as a free man, or you can do it in the penitentiary. Either way it goes, you're gonna preach this gospel. But I didn't know what gospel he was actually talking about. The gospel of the truth. Not the gospel of organized religion, but the gospel that there is a God and there is no one group or religion that has a monopoly on it. Actually, there are multiple gods. And once you get to understand that, how you can create unity in your universe by speaking to the true creator, you'll be blessed. Because that night, that boy supposed to have knocked my whole life out of existence. You hear people talking about, I ain't supposed to be made, I ain't supposed to be made here. Man, I'm talking about I've been stabbed, heart attack, stroke, but that night when that boy shot me, it didn't change nothing. 4 days after I was at the hospital, face and shit all swole up, boom, boom, nigga, I'm right back in the trap, trying to get that money. Mouth fucked all up, you know what I'm saying? But I know there is a God, man, and I know he has me to preach. And again, it ain't in no motherfucking jail. Fuck that. If a nigga gotta go to jail to preach the gospel, shit, it don't need to be preached then. Cause shit, you can hear that shit free on the street. You know, you can hear the gospel in time. Why is that nigga go to jail and find religion? Most times it's a cop-out. Most times they're using it as a crutch to try to make their way light, like, God, get me out of this trouble. I won't never do it no more. That's what it really be. You know, we use God as a crutch. And organized religion has turned God basically to a pimp. Whereas you give him money, he'll give you fame. He'll give you material shit. All the while, God should be trying to if he was really loving and compassion, when you think he'd be trying to kill Satan so when no more of these innocent babies had to get shot in the fucking head? Around here in Freeport, not to mention all the innocent babies that getting killed overseas through war, poverty, and destruction. So now, my concept of God is totally different than the mainstream. Hey, what's going on? Love you, the line. Sometimes God puts us in places for a reason, too, though. God wanted you here now, yes. It wasn't God put me in a lot of them places. Shit, I put myself in that dope house that night that nigga shot me. God was trying to tell me to get the fuck home. God was trying to tell me to go home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, now fuck that, Lord. Please, can I have some of that coochie before I go home? This kind of prayers I used to pray. Lord, can I have sex with her before I go home? Please, Jesus. You say you give me anything of the desires of my heart. You know what I'm saying? God was telling me to go home. No. This is another reason. Basically what happens is God of organized religion takes personal responsibility out the fucking question. Nobody's held accountable for their action. Like me, getting arrested the other night. Shit, I take responsibility. I fucked up. I have to take responsibility for my action. God will allow a nigga to go out and do some fuck shit and just say, I was tempted. No, it wasn't, nigga, you wanted that ass. You wanted to go, you did what you did. It wasn't no temptation. It wasn't no mistake that think about it. Putting salt in your coffee instead of sugar, that's a mistake. Putting your socks on backwards, that's a mistake. Maybe putting one shoe on or putting mismatched shoes or mismatched socks, that's a mistake. But going out having sex with somebody is a deliberate motherfucking decision. So when the shit backfires on it, we can say, well, maybe God was trying to tell you something. Nigga, God already told you not to mess with the girl in the first motherfucking place. But you did it. You put yourself in these situations. Now, God in his mercy, the true God in his mercy, will help get you out of a lot of fuck shit that you do. When you really don't deserve his blessing, that's what grace is. You know what I'm saying? When you don't deserve something that he does for you, that's grace. His mercy is when he should have fucking let you lose your whole family. And he said, I'm not going to do that. Even though that's what you deserve in my mercy, I'm not going to let you do that. So what happens, we take away personal responsibility from God, because now we can say, the devil tempted me. Now, nigga, that bitch tempted you. She had a big booty. She tempted me too, brother. I pray for a relief from temptation in the word. I pray for a relief from temptation, but it's like they keep telling you, all you gotta do is play that movie over in your head, over and over, and it's gonna show you where you mess up every time. The problem with me is every time I play that movie in my head, trying to, see where I went wrong, it always turned to a porno video. And I stopped watching the movie and started watching porno. I'm just kidding. But for real, that's how temptation is, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, how did we get, this is here. We were talking about, responding to my brother Joshua. No, you take personal responsibility. You take personal responsibility out of people's hands. Now people can either blame it was God's will or the devil. Think about this. You go out there and work hard every day, man. You go educate yourself, you get degrees, you get the necessary knowledge to get yourself where you make $500,000 a year. Who did all that hard work? You or God? You know what I'm saying? Now God provides. I'm not trying to belittle God. I'm just asking you a question. You take away your hard-earned effort and what you did and blame it, put it all on God. At some point, we have to look at shit as reality sits itself in front of us. Hey, this is what the situation is. This is the part that I play. But first and foremost, no matter what situation, first thing we always must ask the Creator is, what part did I play in this? Did I play a productive role, or do I play a bad role? God doesn't give; He provides the tools to get it done. Well, yeah. But you have to get out there and be the one to get it done. You can have all the power in God. Notice this. This is what fails a lot of black people. We try to pray our situation away. First of all, when you look at the Bible, David was the most praying man in history. One of his books, the Psalm, was basically his prayers and his songs. And when you look at it, David was a violent motherfucker. David wasn't asking for no forgiveness. Lord, please forgive my enemies, so let them sleep peacefully at night. Now, David was like, fuck that, cut their throats. I really wish I could just snatch their eyes out their head, Lord. Take vengeance from me, send them to hell. This is what David was saying. David was not joking. He didn't pray for no peace for his enemy. David prayed, man, if I could, Lord, I would literally just pull their liver out through their esophagus. This is how intense David was. But every time David prayed, God gave him an answer. David had to get up off his fucking knees, bruh, and go out there and fight and do something. Because God puts things, opportunity. The opportunities are always there. The opportunity for me to do this thing real new behind the new. Think about it, man. You know, you've been there from the very start. You remember when we fought the landfill. I had just got out of jail. Beat the life sentence. Thank God. Literally beat a life sentence behind selling fucking marijuana. And this was what, 2018? 2018. No, 2013 when I got it. The whole shit took me 5 years to get the probation and all this shit done. So, yeah, 2018. I beat a life sentence selling marijuana. So I know that God is, hold on. The knowledge is different. Exactly. Oh, man, I'm thinking something else, man. But anyway, how did y'all enjoy this conversation today, man? I got to figure out some way to tag this so we can get more people. I'm glad you all stuck with us on constant. We had at least 13 people constantly watching the show, and that's good. Let me see what I ain't gonna really look at the analytics right now, but I mean, we're gonna try to do this Sunday morning show every week, and we're gonna hold respectful conversation, because I know I can be very rude sometimes in my way of putting things, but the truth is we got to stop sugarcoating. And if nothing else, all I want to do is provide means and a platform to create dialogue. Like going back, Akeem the Great, I never get notified when you go live. Make sure you hit that button, brother Akeem, that bell. I mean, you got to make sure that bell is hit, and it should do it. And really, that's on me. I need to start going at a consistent live time. I would like to start that this week. I keep saying 8 o'clock every evening, you know, Monday through Friday. And if I can stick to that, man, I know this channel gonna grow, because I believe I got one of the best audiences on YouTube. It's just people just now really starting to hear about it. And we thank to y'all. We're gonna try to make this the best show that we can. But going back, I know what I was finna say though, brother Joshua, is like, when I started the Real New Behind New thing, I just got out of jail. I was not trying to start the Real New Behind New. All I saw was a need. Whereas when that landfill was burning up there on the Cooper Road, for 40 years, man, they poisoned our neighborhood and our city. Because think about it, Hey! Sit down. Sorry about that. That landfill was burning, man, and it's less than a half a mile from the city water supply. So God, the opportunity was always there. It's just being aware of what to use the opportunity for and how to use the opportunity without taking the glory for yourself. You know, think about it, man. Everybody that fought in that landfill had way more money than me. You know, we had the same educational background, but I had the felonies and shit. You know what I'm saying? My life was just one of an intelligent brother who just made, you know, just now getting out of jail type thing. And we was actually able to change the whole city, change life for everybody. And from that moment on, man, that power, the powerful push to just help people, man, when I can't even help my motherfucking self, bro, it consumes me. Because this shit is bigger than me. You wanna know how you get more of your blessing, bro? Believe it or not, the more you give away, the more fucking shit you'll get. Because God's never gonna let you outgive him. The more you give away out of pure motive. Think about it, the real new behind new, man, we could have had sponsors at any time. All we have to do is just find out what sponsor gonna pay us enough to do everything we want and change our message totally to fit that sponsor. We could have sold out a long time ago. But everything we do for free, man. We don't get shit, man. Huh? Oh, well, I should be a millionaire. Yeah, but for what that though, sister? I mean, literally, I done fucked off over in my lifetime. Anybody that know me will tell you, this is no exaggeration. I never had it all at one time. I done fucked off for close to $1 million, man. Just through my jobs, my hustling in the street. I done seen money come and go. Money do not mean shit. I like it, I need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But God always provides a way. Now, I ain't saying that I just want to keep struggling. Yeah, and it will come back, Miss Kimberly. It will come back. I don't have nothing to give, but you know what I give? I give my life, man. I put my life on the line here in Shreveport. Again, for you all just watching us, anybody that knows me, Joshua will tell you, anybody that knows me here in Shreveport, and I humble myself when I say this, no, I'm a fighter. I don't just sit on YouTube or Facebook. I actually get out and fucking engage the system. Whereas most people think they conscious and they knowledgeable, they don't have a clue as to some of the fuck backdoor deals these politicians have. And I'm able to be blessed to be in a position where I get this information, do the research, and we challenge these people. When I say we challenge these people, we're at your city council meeting. We're at rallies. We're putting together a door-knocking campaign to educate the people. Do y'all realize this is really what they're going to try to do with this money? And this is really what's going to happen to the neighborhoods? Like right now, we're going to eventually talk about this Section 8 thing, how they're using it to basically run down the prices of the property value of our neighborhoods in Shreveport, therefore choking the life out of these neighborhoods, therefore further perpetuate exodus out these neighborhoods, therefore overall go gentrifying these neighborhoods that we once held proud in our city of Shreveport. I fight on that shit, bro. And I don't get nothing from nobody, man. Again, pastor go to church today, all you gotta do is say tithe and offering time. Even though motherfuckers get tired of paying tithe and offering, they be like, I'm gonna just give it to Jesus here this week here, but goddamn, Jesus, my electric bill getting cut off too now. Shit. Damn, Jesus, my unemployment check didn't come this week now. I still gotta give you your 10% of some money I really don't fucking have because my kids need socks. You know, shit like that. I mean, pastor ain't gotta worry about it. All you do is just pastor have his people. Like, he's sitting back like a pimp. Got the music playing. Oh, come get Jesus. Give him all your dough. Come get Jesus. Don't give that money to no whole lot. You see what I'm saying? That's all the shit they got to do. Get people emotionally struck up. People just come throw them motherfucking money. And then I wake up Monday morning. Hey, man, we still trying to get this camera. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one that's fighting for the people. Preacher ain't going to do shit because he can't do nothing. His 501c3 status is always in the forefront of his mind. So you think he gonna give a fuck about helping some black people? Our family's full of scammers. It's sad. Well, I know. I mean, scammers. Everywhere is scammers. That's why I hate asking people for money. The people such as you all, Miss Kimberly, you Miss Love You, a couple of y'all have donated to me privately. And you notice I don't put that shit out there publicly, you know. And you all donated because I, may have said and mentioned in one of my videos I had a specific need. So God uses people, like Brother Joshua was saying, at specific times for a specific reason. But you got scammers, like you say, and one of your biggest scammers is your church right now. They're telling you again, God needs some money every goddamn Sunday. If it's only one Jesus, first of all, why are there 50,000? Why are there at least 5,000 churches just in the greater city of Shreveport? 5,000 churches. All of them taking up tithes and offering for God every Sunday. That means God is either buying pussy, he's a gambling addict, he's a drunk, or he's just bad with managing money. But every Sunday he gets at least, just say, $100 from every church in Shreveport every Sunday. That's $5,000. That's what? 100 times 5,000, $50,000 just getting $100 from every church. Now, what if you got 100 people in the church getting $100? You see what I'm saying? It's become a scam. Religion itself has become a scam. I could have made big money being a preacher, y'all. Because you know why? I stopped studying the ministry once I started finding out the truth. I didn't want to lie and scam nobody. That's one of the main reasons I stopped. Because I know I'm a whoremonger. Why would I look like sitting up in there and everybody bow down for benediction and I'm looking at breasts? That's the kind of person I used to be. You know? Right now, I'd rather keep it real, man. But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end this video. We thank y'all for y'all conversation. We thank y'all for joining us. Please hit the like, hit the share button. Make sure you hit that bell, and that bell keeps you subscribed. We're going to do this show. Yeah, I used to be a bad guy. I mean, a bad guy. And then when I say bad guy, I never was an evil person. Even when I was hustling, one of my main gifts in hustling was being honest. Like when my boy Perm say, he tell me, say, see, Baldhead, he an intelligent pimp type. He ain't gonna never take nothing from you, but he gonna, you know what I'm saying, make you feel so cool about it that you just give it to him. And it's a gift, man. No matter what you do, never fuck over people. Always be up front and honest with people. Honest men always win, basically, even though he get fucked over a lot of times. The honest men win because you don't make enemies. You have people willing to help you and people be a blessing. But yeah, I used to be a piece of work, man. I was whoremonger extraordinaire. Too old for that shit right now, though. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to collect some damn retirement money for the next. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at now. I got 10 years to try to come up with at least $2-3 million to retire on if the world goes that long. We'll talk about that part next Sunday. Again, we're going to put the cash tag up here, man. Please make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for the notification. Please share these videos. All right, yeah, please hit the help with the cash tag because outside of trying to get our camera, which we said, man, we've been trying to get that one camera for what, about 5 months now. Ain't damn nigga even gave a nigga a old, what you call them, old Polaroid camera. Well, nigga just take the picture and the bitch come out the bottom. Nigga, we'll take one of them cameras right now and try to figure out how to make it digital. But anyway, y'all support us here at The Real New Behind News. Hit the Cash App. Also in the description section, we got a link to how you can hit the PayPal. But we're going to have these type of conversations all the time, y'all. We're going to have fun doing it. We're going to keep it as long as it's done in respect. You know, I had to learn not to be so aggressive because I used to be an aggressive asshole. But anyway, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure, here's the cash. Yeah, the Cash App is down there. Let's see if we can go right here. I'll put the Cash App in there also. I'll copy that. But yeah, y'all be a blessing to us so we can continue to be a blessing to the rest of the world, man. That's what we do here at The Real New Behind News. This is the PayPal account right here, so y'all hit that. But until y'all see me again, man, Hey, y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous day.